right, so here's the thing with the internet, right? The internet is a crazy place because there are so many shows that you feel like you want to watch, but the internet goes out of its way to tell you that it's a terrible show. You shouldn't watch it for whatever reason. So this season, there have been a couple of shows like that for me where I was like, why does the world hate this show so much? And the way I am, if everyone says don't watch something, I feel the need to go say it. I know why I shouldn't watch it. So one of those shows is Rent a Girlfriend. All right, I have seen so many reviewers put it down. People have said this season is terrible because shows like Rent a Girlfriend aren't that good. I've seen on YouTube, on Twitter, which is a cesspool of the internet, for different reasons people hate this show. There's so many different reasons why they hate it, but they hate it. So I said, let me go see this show for myself. Let's see if it's that bad. Let's see if it's so terrible that it's not worth watching. Okay, and my verdict so far is it's actually pretty good. Surprisingly, it's actually pretty good. However, I do have my caveats in this show, okay? First things first, the opening leads me to believe this is going to be a harem anime, a harem show, which I don't like. Okay, let me put it this way. It's not like I hate the idea of a harem show in itself. I hate the way most Japanese anime do it. And the way that most of them do it is, and manga too, the way most of them do it is the protagonist is usually this wishy-washy guy. And the reason why he has a harem is because he can't pick between the girls. Okay, maybe he's like, I like this one, but then this other one just flashes him a smile or something, and then goes over to the next one, and he just jumping like that, and all the girls just somehow accept that ridiculous behavior, and they're like, yeah, we like this dude, even though he's a total ass and just useless in every single way. Okay, those kind of characters I hate. Now the other side of harem characters, there are very few of them, actually very few of these I've seen, where the character is actively pursuing a harem. That is from the beginning of the anime or the manga or whatever. The main character is like, I want a harem, and he goes after each of these girls, multiple girls, and that is his actual aim from the beginning. And in this case, he's not a wishy-washy character. He knows what he wants. He's going for it. And usually dynamics in this kind of shows are how he juggles the numerous girls' feelings and then the drama between them and stuff like that. In that sense, I can enjoy that kind of show because that is different. That is someone with a goal. Okay, and to me, it feels less like just a cheating if the character is going out with that in mind, compared to when it's a wishy-washy guy who, because one girl flashes a smile at him, he becomes unfaithful to the girl he's already in love with, or the girl is already in a relationship with, and starts looking at someone else. That to me just feels so sleazy, and I've never enjoyed harem animes like that. So when Rent a Girlfriend started, the first 2-3 episodes, I could understand why some people were skeptical about the show, okay? Because what we saw was he had this Rent a Girlfriend thing with Mizuhara, okay? Where he gives her money to pretend to be his girlfriend, okay? For a few minutes at a time, or for a few hours at a time, okay? It was a transactional relationship. There was nothing ambiguous about it. Okay, I know as a viewer, you want him to get together with Mizuhara because she is clearly the main heroine of the show, the main female character of the show. So you clearly want him to end up with her, and so any other relationship he's having in the show kind of feels like it shouldn't be happening, or it feels like he's kind of cheating on her somehow. But that is not the case, because at the first 3 episodes here, or first 4 episodes, their relationship is very, very clear. It's I'm paying you money to pretend to be my girlfriend, basically. And there are a lot of shenanigans that go on while he's doing this, okay? Because he doesn't have the mind to tell his grandmother that he doesn't have a girlfriend, he pretends that she's his girlfriend to his grandmother, and then the grandmother causes some hijinks, kind of making the whole situation more convoluted than it has to be. They find out they go to the same school and they live in the same apartment building, all those kind of anime coincidences that happen. But the point is, even with all these coincidences, they still retain the relationship of client and what's the other? I forgot it. I forgot it. Whatever. Service lady and client, basically. That's the relationship. Okay, so it's very, very clear what they are. But a lot of people, I felt that they should be together. And because of that, the other aspect of this anime, which is his relationship with Mami, okay, got a lot of people riled up. And here's the thing when people don't understand. I like the depiction of Kazuya's relationship with Mami because it is so realistic. Okay, now it's embarrassing to admit, but I have been in his shoes. Okay, when you like a girl, especially for someone like him who is a virgin, who have never had been in any real relationship in his life, his first real relationship, he pours everything he has into it, but he's shy. He doesn't really know how to act in the relationship because it's his first time ever. He doesn't have the mindset of someone who has gone through multiple relationships and is calmer now and knows how to handle things like that. This is his first relationship. He wants to put everything on the line, and then the girl kind of breaks up with him from out of nowhere, okay, and he's stunned. He doesn't know what's going on, and it's understandable that whenever that girl now gives him a little bit of attention, his mind just runs crazy because he starts overthinking whether she likes him or not. And other people like to pretend like it's not the case. There are a lot of guys and girls who do this, who overthink situations. You know, if someone you like looks at you for more than 2 seconds or more than 3 seconds or gives you a smile out of nowhere, you suddenly start thinking all these things like, is it possible they like me? You start running scenarios in your head because you like them, and so because you want them to like you back, you're much more, you have a higher tendency to kind of, you know, attribute just the craziest romantic notions to the simplest basis of actions. So it's understandable why Kazuya, you know, whenever Mami just kind of looked his way or just kind of gave him a little bit of attention, why he went head over heels for her, and why he was like, he wants to get her back, okay? And one thing I want to say about Kazuya, which is actually a prop in his wheelhouse, is that he was upfront throughout the show. He has been upfront. When he went to go for Mami, he was upfront with Mizuhara. Okay, he was upfront and he told her straight up, look, I want to get back with Mami. I want to try and get her because she's giving me a little bit of attention right now. So maybe she likes me. I want to get her back. And I'm telling you this because even though we are clients and whatever, I want to make sure I'm not affecting our relationship or it doesn't hurt in any way. So that can show you that he at least has the backbone to be upfront when it comes to relationships. So I don't think he's going to be the cheating type. The anime is too long, and the opening makes me fear for the worst, but at least from the first 5 episodes I've seen, he doesn't seem to be the cheating kind of whimsical type. So that, I think, it goes in his favor. One other thing I noticed with Kazuya is that even though he's, you know, he turns into butter whenever Mami is involved. You know, whenever Mami gets into the picture, he kind of loses whatever manhood he has and just kind of bends over and lets her run over him. He doesn't let her insult his friend, Mizuhara. Keep in mind, at this point, he doesn't have any feelings for her yet. He's not in love with her or anything. But once Mami kind of starts talking bad about Mizuhara, he just instantly he shuts it down, like straight up. Like there is no hesitation in his voice. I mean, immediately afterwards, he's like, I'm sorry, but he keeps with it. He's like, you can talk bad about me, but you don't talk bad about my friends. And that, to me, is another excellent quality in Kazuya's playbook. Now, of course, there's the whole he's too cowardly when it comes to Mami, or he's too passive when it comes to Mami. He's too submissive when it comes to Mami. That's the correct word, submissive. He's way too submissive when it comes to Mami. Whenever she says something, you know, he loses all kinds of any kind of any kind of resistance. Okay, he just goes along with what she says, and he's basically putty in her hand. And the thing is, you can understand why he's like that. Okay, he, like I said, it's the first time he's ever fallen in love with someone. He's giving her everything. He wanted to make her happy for the rest of her life, and she just dumped him out of nowhere. So for someone like that, you know, the person who showed them affection, usually they tend to dote on them. It's kind of like dependence. They have this dependence on that person. So you can understand why he's like that. It's not a nice trait. Yes, it is not a nice trait in any sort of the word. but you can understand why he is like that. I totally understand it because, like I said, I have been there. Okay, I have been in his shoes, so I know for a fact that yeah, it is not a nice place to be in, not at all. Okay, and it's very hard to get yourself out of it unless you've gone through a few relationships, good and bad, and then you begin to balance yourself. You begin to realize the kind of things you should expect from someone else, and you begin to realize that you shouldn't be so dependent on another person's opinion of yourself. Okay, those kind of things come later with maturity, but like I said, he is not that emotionally intelligent yet, so it's understandable that he lacks that. Now, the one thing about this show, before I go to Mami, who I absolutely hate, one thing about this show I love is, okay, let me say I love it. It's a weird thing because it's so funny and so realistic at the same time, because they show Kazuya basically beating his meat to girls all the time. Okay, like almost every episode there's a scene of him. I mean, they don't show it graphically, but you see the tissue and you understand what's going on. Okay, so it's, I mean, a lot of people like to pretend like it doesn't exist, and there are people who will come out and say this is sexualizing women and all of that, but the truth is that a lot of people do this. Now, they won't sexualize it to your face because that is rude, and that's hella rude. I mean, like guys who do that, I'm not talking about those. There are people who won't sexualize it to your face because that is hella rude. It's a very rude thing to do. You don't want someone else to feel a certain way. But then when they get back home, when they get back to their rooms, you know, when they're watching their porn or whatever, they basically take the head of the girl that they love or whatever and kind of overlay it, you know, kind of to make themselves, to kind of stimulate them in a way. So that was an interesting detail they put there, which I was like, oh, okay, wow, you guys, you're going there, you guys are going straight over there. So that's something I didn't expect. So kudos to them. Kudos to them for going there, because there are not many animes who are brave enough to show how realistically how a lot of dudes would actually react to someone that, you know, they're in love with and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, love has two sides. There's the pure I love you, I don't take care of you, all of that, and then there's the other smart side, you know, when you want to sleep with the person. So yeah, they're both there. And a lot of things, what we see a lot of shows that they try to pretend like it's only the I love you part that exists. They act like the other part isn't there, but it is. Okay, the sexual tension and everything is always there, especially in teenagers, hormonal teenagers. Okay, he's not a teenager, I think he's in college. So yeah, especially in a young adult, okay, it's there a lot. There's a lot of hormones going out crazy over there. So it is understandable what he does. I'm not saying I condone it. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not saying it's okay to do it. I'm just saying it's understandable that he does it, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are a lot of people that do it. Okay, and that's all I'm saying. All right, now finally let's go to Mami. Okay, who is my most hated character in this show. Oh my god, I hate this girl. Like, honestly, I hate her. There has to be a backstory to the way she is. There has to be something later on in the series to explain why she's the way she is. Because right now, I honestly hate her. Like, okay, because let me put it this way. When I said I've been in Kazuya's shoes, I don't just mean I've been in a situation where with my first love or whatever. I mean, I have literally been in the shoes where I had someone like this in my life who was manipulating me. You know, someone who doesn't love you, but if you're not giving them the full attention, they hate it also. So they kind of manipulate you and just kind of dangle you on the line. You know, they kind of just hold you in. They don't want you out with anyone else, but they don't want you. They just don't want you with anyone else. They want your attention on them. They like the feeling. It kind of validates them in a way. The feeling that you want them, the feeling that you need them, okay? And once that isn't there, you know, it's painful to them. They don't like it. They don't feel comfortable when you move on from them. They're like, how I'm this awesome, I'm this great. How dare you move on away from me? Okay, so those kind of people, they irritate me when I see them. It annoys me. It really annoys me. So when I see Mami, every time I want to reach to the screen and just a little, not much. I'm not a violent person. Just a little, just a little. And she's annoying. Okay, like I said, there has to be a backstory. Okay, I don't want to believe she's just that evil. There has to be something, a reason or whatever. And I'm hoping she gets a redemption later, because right now, oh my god, she's, like I said, I don't like her. I don't like her. Okay, she's a terrible person. Okay, not a terrible character. She's a good character for what she is, but she's a terrible person. Okay, that's it. All right, that's my beef with Mami. I'm done. I don't talk about her too much. I'll get crazy. I'll go crazy. I don't talk about Mami again. Mami's done. Let's go to Kazuya's friend, who is just. You need a friend like that, okay? Everyone needs a friend who's ready to punch you in the face when they feel you're going off, okay? Because some friends will pretend. Some friends aren't ready to tell you when you're doing something wrong. Now, in this case, it's somewhat different because at the time his friend punched him, his friend was working under the assumption that Kazuya and Mizuhara were going out. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. That was the assumption he was working under. And he was angry because Kazuya was turning his head to Mami. Because Mami was kind of giving Kazuya attention and Kazuya was turning his head toward Mami. So he made, from the friend's point of view, his best friend Kazuya was basically wasting away the true love he finally has for someone that dumped him. So he gave him a good punch. And so I just want to say, if you have a friend that's ready to punch you like that, keep that person, okay? You always need someone who's ready to call you out on your bullshit. Because if your friends are always telling you you're doing the right thing, or if they don't confront you when you're going off, I'm sorry, but you'll never improve, okay? You always remain at the level you are, and it's just, or you go worse, you go down, and that is, nobody wants that. Honestly, I don't think anyone wants that for you. So don't do that, okay? If you have a friend who is on your side, who's always on your corner, but ready to punch you out when you go wrong, have that person in your corner. And that to me is one of my great takeaways from Rent a Girlfriend, okay? So in summary, Rent a Girlfriend for me is a very good show. It's a slice of life, so you're not going to expect great action or whatever. But for what it is, when I watch slice of life, I like to take little lessons from them. Because that is a little things I enjoy in slice of life, and also how they can narrate to my life, and how the little lessons I can take from them to improve my own life. Those are why I watch slice of life, and the comedy, the laughs, and everything. Okay, so in Rent a Girlfriend, so far we've already seen a few lessons. We've seen the person who is manipulating you, even though they don't want to, and you have to stand up for yourself to people like that. We've seen an example of that. We've seen standing up for your friends. If your friend is going off road, you have to be there for them. You have to show them the right path. We've seen that already in Rent a Girlfriend. And we've seen finding out how you feel when you find out that you actually love someone. It doesn't always come in a beautiful moment, which is the end of episode 5. In a scene I don't want to talk about, okay? But the way Kazuya finds out that he's in love with Mizuhara at the end of episode 5, it's it is beautiful. It is beautiful, okay? Basically, he finds out in the middle of a jack-off session, okay? Because he's trying to picture Mami as usual, but then Mizuhara keeps, her face keeps interrupting his vision. And by the end, he realizes that it's actually Mizuhara he loves. It's a nasty, dirty way, but a lot of the time, when people think, how did you know you fell in love with this girl? A lot of people think it's always this beautiful, romantic, I looked at her under the sunshine and her hair glowed golden like a field of sunflowers, and her eyes were blooming like the sea. And and her hair and her skin was like honey dripped on glazed nuts. I don't know what. Basically, it's always so romantic this thing, but that's not how it always happens. Okay, sometimes you can find your love with someone while she's eating a bag of chips and her lips are all covered up and everything, and you just watch the way she munches that shit, and you're not disgusted by it, and you laugh. That's how you realize I'm in love with this girl. There's so many different ways you can find that out, and I like the fact that this show so far is tackling the usual dynamics of relationships, but in a different angle. I just love that. I love it. I love it. I don't have anything else to say about that. That's it. But yeah, did you enjoy Rent a Girlfriend? There are 5 episodes now. If you haven't watched them, go watch them. Did you enjoy it? Let me know. I did. I recommend it to everyone. I'm still skeptical because of the opening. This is why openings aren't always good. The opening strongly suggests a harem down the line. I hope that is not the case. We'll see. But yeah, that is, so far it's a very good show. I really enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoy it. My next video will be on Uzaki-chan, because I have a lot to say about that show too. It's just another show which everyone said they hated, but I don't. I love it. So yeah. I don't know, maybe my tastes are just off. I don't know. Basically, go watch the show. Let me know if you enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next video. This is Ren, signing out. Bye.